Alright, it's time once again to get our Doki Doki on. So just to recap, we all know what happened to Sayori, but apparently her spirit is lingering, and as best I can tell, we are in some sort of alternate timeline where Sayori didn't exist for everyone else. I suspect Monika, Queen Bee herself, may have had something with Sayori's death. And, well, here we go. We're going to enter the classroom and read some poems. So let's do this thing. And for anyone wondering, hey, the audio seems louder. Well, it should. It should. Because I got word from the one known as Misfit Child about half a dozen times that the audio was too low. So I've been adjusting and adjusting and adjusting, and I pumped up both my audio and the game audio. So Misfit Child, I hope this does the trick. See what Monika has to say. Hi, MPJ. Hello, Monika, you potential murderer. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Don't laugh like that. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, MPJ. That's Yuri. For those of you who don't know, Yuri's got a blood kink. Yep, slurped it right off my finger. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. I'll survive, Yuri. Thank you. And they keep calling this Literature Club, but we're not reading any literature. We're just writing poems. So maybe a little quibble, but thought I should note that. What the fuck was that? That was weird. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Man, Natsuki's a real ball buster. You already had to be dragged here by Monika. They've all forgotten about Sayori. It's as if she never existed. Kind of offends me. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. You know what? Maybe mind your business, Natsuki. Maybe that. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Oh god, that feels like a threat considering what's happened in this game. Monika, I can't really read the text. Natsuki, something certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Why are they so why is that taboo? Throughout this entire game, they've treated that like that's some deep, dark secret. I don't even know who's talking now. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, MPJ. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Well, okay. That's all I ask, really. Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. There's a lot of that in this game. A lot of, oh, that's not what I meant. Didn't mean it like that. It's a little tiresome, I'll admit. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? Full disclosure, I've actually been wanting to read The Art of War in my personal life. Just throwing that out there, if any of you are readers. And if you have book suggestions for me, leave it in the comments. I love to read. I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. It's a short read because she thinks I'm an idiot. I don't appreciate all these backhanded comments and compliments in this game. It's a short read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. Discuss it, eh? Okay. This is... how... Oh, that wasn't her. That was just... yeah. That was my internal thoughts. This is... how is this girl accidentally being so cute? Because it's not an accident, MPJ. This is what they do. It's all part of the little shtick. Little she-devils. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. Liar. I enthusiastically take the book. He just, give it to me. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace again, with the insults. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. She's slacking. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. She's always in the closet. I'm starting to think that this is supposed to be some sort of subtext that Natsuki, maybe she don't like boys. She likes the girls too. Which is fine, of course. It's just, she's in the closet a lot. I mean, it is currently 2025. No need to be in the closet. If you're in the closet, just know you don't have to be. Okay? 2025. Sure, there's some people who are going to not like it, but guess what? The rest of us, normal people, we don't care. We don't care anymore. Come on out of there. You'll be all right. All right, that's my little public service announcement. But Natsuki's in there, and she's rummaging around. Uh-oh. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. Well, yeah, sure. I guess my character doesn't have any recollection of it, but Yuri did suckle blood from my finger in a very sensuous moment a few videos back. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. What if it's plot twist Yuri doesn't actually know how to read? She's just faking it to get attention. Something to keep in mind. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. Crap. Great word, by the way. Underrated word in the English language. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. Here we go, a little mutual flirtation. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book that you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Come on, Yuri, that's all too obvious. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Right. These characters are all terrible at lying, by the way. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. He's just been sitting in the classroom, just daydreaming this whole time, looking around the classroom. It's kind of how my classroom experience was as I grew up. I was definitely a daydreamer. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about, anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. I feel like I should look this book up. If it's a legitimate, real-life book, it's probably a bit of a clue as to what's happening in this game. Or it's completely fictional. Who knows? Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. Oh, how cheerful. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. Oh boy, there she goes with the blood again. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. Wow. That's more than I expected. But anyway, I'm really into it. Yuri is she's a secret kinky girl. Yep. I'll say no more. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. That's kind of a theme in this game. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, MPJ? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. What the hell is this font? Okay. Then suddenly... Damn. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's all right then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. Go on. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets... Well, that was too fast. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. You know, I'm just gonna say it. This girl's a freaky hoe. She got some skeletons in her closet. Yeah, there's some daddy issues there or something. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yes. Oh god, that shit scares. Listen, I'm a person who has watched a lot of horror movies and a lot of true crime. I have worked on both sides of the haunted attraction industry. But there's something about the juxtaposition in this game of this cheerful music, these bright colors, this cutesy presentation, and these abrupt glitches and the dark turns this game takes that really just makes my skin crawl. Anyways, Yuri. Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but... what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. All right. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just bathing in the feeling of what? I hate that goes so fast. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. Look at you two, learning. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. Well, what's distracting you about it, MPJ? Do tell. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Ahahaha. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest, as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. You're reading. What do you mean don't push yourself? Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? MPJ? Did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. What? We were sitting and reading a book. Alright, Radiation Eyes? Telling you, Monika's shady. Something's up with her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Now she's just flirting. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Who should I show my poem to first? Well, I guess Monika. She's standing right here. Let's just go ahead and do that. I should start with Monika. Yesterday, she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, MPJ. Having a good time so far? We were just talking. Why are we introducing again? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? Well, I did already select that option. It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, MPJ. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, MPJ. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. They've all underestimated me throughout this entire game. Talking down to me, making poor assumptions of me. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. Okay? But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I don't think she gets too stimulated. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. What do you mean, not really? You just read my poem. And now you're just saying she didn't miss any? Okay, Monika. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. All right. Thanks, Monika. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in Wall. Okay, now if I remember correctly, this was her first poem in the first go-around as well. But we'll read it again. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. All right, that's a decent poem. I can't remember if that was in the first go-around or not, or if this is like a variation of it. All right, let's give her some feedback. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that's kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. Okay, is that so? Have anything to do with Sayori? Monika? It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, dig in on that one, MPJ. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Okay, Monika. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Alright, that was actually decent advice, I feel. Whose poem next? I'm going to go with Yuri. Come on, Yuri. Don't be so shy now. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. We really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style that's separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Oh, well. Excuse me, Yuri. Excuse me. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Is in the name of the game. Doki Doki Literature Club. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Good. I like it. That poem was legit. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Jesus, questioning my reading proficiency again? He's like, I'm just kind of stupid. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Because I know one now. Yeah, you might remember her name's Sayori. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we could bust out the Ouija board. Oh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, MPJ. Really? He's like, really, because ghost was in the title. I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. What do you, I read the whole thing, word for word. Glance over it. Some gaslighting bullshit. But remember that Poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. Yeah, I gathered that. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Man, now she's just hitting me over the head with this. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. This is about Sayori. That's what this is about. I don't appreciate this. Triggered! And soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Look at her. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, MPJ. Oh, you better. Or no more blood sucking for you. Me too. Only one left. You're up, Natsuki. Don't you give me attitude, girl. We're both just staring at each other in confusion. MPJ, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. I am taking it seriously. What? Harsh. What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Damn. Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about. Ooh. Got her. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. You just met me. You making all these assumptions. Well, that's a short one. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Alright, Natsuki, that was straight garbage. That was flaming garbage. Yeah. I told you that you weren't going to like it. No, because it sucked, Natsuki. It sucked. We're telling lies now. I like it. What? She knows it sucks. Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did, I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decide to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Well, that was kind of you. Phew. I guess that's everyone. Yeah, all three of them. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. I don't know, man. Natsuki's was pretty bad. This is Literature Club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. Ambitious young fella. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's wrong with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy? Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it. And MPJ did too. Well, I may have lied about that, but... So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions on my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And MPJ liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Ooh, I like this music. Uh-oh. We about to start clowning. That's not what You just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that MPJ appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Oh. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as MPJ started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. It's both of them, but I couldn't do both voices at once, so you get the idea. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that... You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking, you wannabe edgy bitch. Woohoo! Oh boy, it's getting freaky. Edgy. Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute. The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, or you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh! She got you on that one, Yuri. She did get you on that one. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? Whew. What the f*** is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let MPJ hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns toward me as if she just noticed I was standing here. MPJ, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How did I? It's just not like, whoa, whomever I agree. Whoa. That all happened too quick. I'm gonna agree with who? You know what? I haven't shown Natsuki a lot of kindness. I'm gonna try a little something here. Oh, it didn't like that. I'll try one more time. Oh, they're getting bigger. Okay, now I'm scared. Yuri. Oh God. Natsuki? Yuri? Oh God. Yuri? I'm gonna get cut. Oh God! Ah! It's Monika. Monika and her irradiated eyeballs. What do you want, Queen Bee? Oh. She's just stunned into silence. This devolved out of her control. Hey, MPJ. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Ooh. See there, Queen Bee's got to control the narrative. Divide and conquer. I see your game, homegirl. Okay? Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Okay. Okay. Who you think you're fooling? Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. Yeah, I don't know about that. You're still my suspect for what happened to Sayori. Okay, okay. Can you hear that, Monika? You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. Oh, she's trying to isolate me now. Look at her. Sly little politician. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Huh. Well, is that so? What do you propose? Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh, hello. She's crying. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. MPJ? Please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Look at her once again. She's staring the narrative. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika. You can go first, Monika. Oh, they're both trying to get me alone. Gotta say, it's pretty flattering, ladies. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. Now she's just making up rules. I'll wait for you to be done. Ooh. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with MPJ. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate you understanding. Whoa! This music, music. I'm sorry. I record some of these videos at the very end of my day, and it's been a long day. Sometimes I muddle my words. All right, let's pick some words here. That was something, man. That got intense. Those girls were at each other's throats. Let's go with love. Nightgown. Wrath. Analysis. Waterfall. I have no idea if these words you pick have any effect on the game whatsoever. Playground. Holiday. Anime. Silly. Poof. Disown. Raindrops. Color. Unending. Disaster. Marshmallow. Lust. Lazy. What the hell? Yeah, we're definitely picking that one. Oh god, what have I done? Oh dear. Oh, stop moving. What are you doing? Who are you? What? Sayori? Oh god, it's sleeping. It's like... Hello? Can I poke you a little bit? A little nudgy nudge? Oh boy. Okay, giggle. 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 We're done. We're done. Bye-bye. Whew. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. And I tell you, that is where we're going to end things for today. Riveting stuff. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. And check out all the past videos here on the Doki Doki Literature Club.